Hey honeys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, this is Your Wish Fulfilled on YouTube. My name is Michelle, and today we are going to talk about your self-concept. We're going to figure out whether or not your self-concept is solid, whether you're on the right track. Because one of the things that I've been noticing as a content creator on this platform is seeing a lot of comments from people who have been quote unquote manifesting an SP for months, years, whatever. And one of the things that they'll say is, my self-concept is good. It's where it needs to be, this, that, and the other. And I'm not here to say that it is or it isn't, but it did make me wonder, like, okay, what's a good way to let my viewers know whether or not their self-concept truly is where it needs to be. Okay, so in order to do this, we're going to take it back, you guys, way back before I ever even found Neville Goddard and the law of assumption. We're going to go back to about 2016, 2017, when I found the Sedona Method, by which the Sedona Method is where I got the releasing process from. Okay, so both of those resources are linked in the description box below. The Sedona Method, and then also a video that I did that details what the releasing process is and how to do it and how and why it works. Okay, video for that is also linked in the description box below. So back in about we'll just say 2017, okay, I had found the Sedona Method, and I really got to work on what I later, I guess, what the LOA community calls self-concept. I didn't even know that it was called a self-concept back then, but that's basically what I was working on. I was working on releasing or detaching the 3D from my sense of freedom, my sense of self-worth, my sense of, deservability, lovability, if that's even a word, and releasing on the things that were being brought up from being in a toxic marriage and a toxic relationship pretty much my whole life, you guys. I mean, in that time, we're talking specifically about somebody that I was married to, but that relationship was just a continuation of, a really just crappy, dynamic that I had with men, starting from, my dad. And I was releasing wanting to feel worthy, wanting to feel important, wanting to feel significant. And if you're feeling lost, as in like, well, why would I want to release wanting to feel important? Of course I want to feel important, you guys, okay? Check out that video, all right? It'll make sense for you. But I will say, if you think about our imagination creates your reality, okay? If you are wanting to feel significant, chances are you're wanting to feel significant because you don't. And so if you're wanting to feel significant, what do you think you're imagining? You're imagining not feeling significant. So what are you manifesting? You're manifesting situations, events, circumstances, dynamics in relationships that leave you feeling unworthy, insignificant. All right. So you release on the wanting of it so that you can actually experience it. Check that video out in the description box. Okay. And I had been working on my self-concept, really digging in there, releasing a lot of these old sabotaging belief structures, feeling states, thought processes, stuff like that. Just really going hard on it. What I learned later was called a self-concept in the LOA community. And my ex and I got into one of our regular, really nasty verbal fights. And he was going hard on, or trying to go hard. He was trying to go hard on my self-concept in terms of my self-worth. He was really trying to bruise me where my self-worth, which he was able to do many, many, many times before, prior to me learning how to undo all that, right? Learning how to release my sense of self-worth from how he thought what he thought my worth was. And I'll never forget the sensation that I got when he was, saying the things that he would say all the time. It was the same story, but I was having a different reaction to it. It was the same fight, but I was having a different reaction to it. Because he was saying all the same things, all the things that used to cut me to my core like a knife. All of a sudden, I was looking at him as if he was telling me I had like 2 heads growing out of my neck or something. I just kind of look at him like, are you okay? Are you are you off your meds? You might, are you okay? Do you need to take a break? You need to take a rest because you're not seeing things clearly. You're hallucinating. There clearly is something wrong with you and your perception because you're not seeing reality. That was the energy that I was in. Like, he was really railing on my self-worth and, trying to make me feel bad about myself, but he couldn't because I was so cemented and anchored in my own self-worth that nothing he said touched it. And I'll never forget that moment. It was so surreal. That's how I knew that my self-concept in terms of my self-worth was good. It was golden and it was solid because it didn't matter what he said, what he thought, how he felt. Nothing knocked me off my pedestal. I knew what my self-worth is. I knew what my worthiness was. I knew what I brought to the table, and it didn't matter what he said or what he thought, what he did or nothing. That's how I knew my self-concept in that area was solid. And that's how you can know whether or not your self-concept in any given area is solid, is whether or not something happens. Like if you are able to stay anchored in your self-concept, regardless of what is going on in the 3D, your self-concept is solid. So in terms of your SP, okay, say, you've been trying to manifest, okay? First of all, you guys were always manifesting, okay? You're either manifesting connection with your SP, in which, in the 3D, you are talking to them, you are connected to them, you are actually having some kind of a dialogue with them, or you're not. You're manifesting absence, you're manifesting separation. Okay. A lot of times I see here, I've been manifesting my SP and not seeing any movement. Well, no, you're not manifesting connection. Then you're manifesting absence. You're manifesting separation. Okay. So if you finally do, like, let's say something happens in the 3D, you think your self-concept in an area is solid, as far as your SP goes. And then something pops off in the 3D. I don't know, maybe, your SP tells you, it's been fun, it's been nice, but I met somebody, they're more my type, they're more my style. I'm just feeling them, better than what and stuff like that. And all of a sudden it's like you're feeling really tiny, insignificant. You're feeling like crap, basically, like you don't matter. Like you're not important, like you might as well be invisible. Your self-concept then is not solid, has not been solid, okay? Because when you have a solid self-concept, it doesn't matter what happens in the 3D, you will not be knocked off your pedestal, period, point blank. That's how it is, okay? So a person on a pedestal, solid, anchored on that pedestal, but if that's happening in the 3D, their response, it would be automatic. Just boom. You would just look at them like, really? That's the direction you're going to go? It's almost like you look at them like they're crazy. Like, I kind of feel sorry for you because, your self-concept must be bad if you're choosing to not be with me. I mean, I'm amazing. It's that kind of a response. So how your self-concept is just by the way that you respond to the way things are or are not happening in the 3D. Okay. Another way that you know that your self-concept really is where it needs to be is that your 3D actually starts to reflect it. Okay. So if you are manifesting having a solid self-concept in terms of, you know, you're always feeling worthy, then not just your SP, but you're going to start seeing evidence, proof, feedback in the 3D pop up constantly from other people telling you that you are worthy. You're going to, you know, hear it from other people's mouths. You're going to receive compliments. You're going to receive praise and maybe prizes and awards and, you know, things letting you know that you're chosen and stuff like that. You know, in terms of your self-concept, if you are feeling secure and safe and solid and loved, you're going to start seeing reflections of that in the 3D. Okay. So that was just a little bit of some guidance for you guys to kind of help you, let you know how your self-concept is going, whether or not it really is golden, whether or not it really is solid and where it needs to be, or if there is still some work there that might need to be done. All right, you guys. So as always, comment below. Let me know what you thought. Make sure that you are smashing that like button for me, you guys. It is a wonderful way. It's been helping so much to help grow this channel like wildfire. And also share and subscribe, and I will see you at the next video. Bye, guys.